You're listening to the AFTERBUZZ TV network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Gene Johnson.
The AFTERBUZZ Studios in Los Angeles, California. Presented by Maria Menounos and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies. This is AFTERBUZZ TV's Hart of Dixie After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AFTERBUZZ TV's Hart of Dixie After Show.
You guys, we're back.
We're back.
It's been a while. Hart of Dixie Season 3, Episode 14. Here you come again. We've got quite a few more episodes to go. I'm your host, Whitney Lane. I'm joined with my lovely co-hosts.
Hey, everybody, it's Michelle Renee.
And it's Paige Sullivan. Hello.
We're excited to talk about Hart of Dixie. Can you believe Lemon is finally back?
Yes, I
She
can.
is.
Maternity leave has ended, and she
All
is
the
back
baby weight is
in
gone.
Bluebell. Girl looks good.
She looks
I
good.
think her hair looks so good long like that.
I
And
wonder
she's
if
been
she's
out and
doing
about in
something.
Hollywood too. We've seen her everywhere, really. So she is ready. She's getting it on, right? So let's kind of talk about her. Who would have thought that the first scene that Lemon enters into this show, she's in jail?
I didn't see that happening, but I did like that they had Wade be the one to pick her up, and the whole pop culture reference of Orange is the New Black.
Yeah.
I, I liked that, but I didn't see her there. I just thought she was going to come back and have all these stories. I didn't think she'd be in jail.
I mean, because the whole time people are kind of like, what's happening with Lemon? And she's like, no one's visited me. Brick's all worried that she's mad at him. But for real, like, we haven't heard anything. She's just been with Grandma Betty, who was annoying.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think I could do it.
I don't really see how her being in jail influenced the episode.
It didn't.
Like, why?
Actually, did they ever say why she ended
Yeah.
up
They
in
said
jail?
that she and Enrique Iglesias, or whatever,
What's his name, Enrique?
Enrique.
Okay, good.
but they said that they went skinny dipping, and then they got caught, and
So scandalous.
he took the rap.
Yeah.
She took the rap because he can't get fired because he's paying off debt or something, or he's trying to pay for school. But it's just like, what was the point of her being in jail? It didn't
Yeah.
add or take anything
And where was
away
Enrique this whole time? He got out quick. Grandma Betty needed a
Didn't
driver.
get her bail or anything. Wade had to
Right.
come get her.
Which
Yeah.
I like that friendship. I was like, they're still that close? Like, have they been talking? I don't understand.
No, nobody's been talking to her. I thought that was the whole point.
I know, but I was like, wow, they're really close, those business partners. You keep hitting yourself.
I know, she
It's
just jammed
crazy.
her elbow on the table.
She's just so excited she can't
I
contain herself.
know.
Yeah, but interesting way to kind of start it. I mean, first of all, we've got Carter Covington back in the picture. I
Wasn't
liked
he a
him.
douche lord last time?
Yes.
Why? I don't remember because
She
I thought
ditched
he was
him
so
at that
cute.
place. No, he was just being very uppity and like talking about himself and his family and
Which she wants. That's the kind of guy she wants. And then Meatball came in and he was like, oh, I'm not staying with this. That only makes sense.
yeah.
Right? I mean,
Yeah.
Is that the kind of guy she wants, though?
the Covingtons of wherever.
I think she wants someone that's, proper and
Think she
comes
wants
from
a
a nice,
mixture.
nice upbringing, but someone that has a little bit of edge too.
She
'Cause
wants a
she's
mixture
kind
of Enrique.
Yeah,
and
she's
Carter.
not that straight laced. Like,
No, so we
she kind of
find
sleeps
out.
with a lot of people.
Yeah,
Girl
she
gets
does.
around.
Since
Girl gets
George,
around.
she's been
It's not
going.
very-
So
like, Southern
you guys
girl-like
know
of
what
her.
that means then. She wants Levon.
No, why do you think that?
I do. I think he's a mixture.
No, I don't.
He's like straight laced, but he still can be like a little
I think she's going to end up
scandalous.
maybe with someone she used to be with, but I don't think it'll be Levon.
I do.
I don't think she's gonna end up with anybody.
She's going to be hell alone forever.
Oh no.
I mean, I just don't think that we're gonna see on this show her
Her-
relationship.
Like a marriage or
Well,
anything
yeah.
like that, yeah.
It's
So
not
the-
about her. It's about
Yeah.
Zoe.
That's true. I don't know. We'll see. I still feel like, and I know I say this every time, that whole Levon Lemon thing hasn't actually been, there's no closure. We never really saw them deal with it except flashbacks and things like that.
I see where you're coming with that, but I feel like there's a point of no return sometimes in TV shows. It's if you get with your ex's best friend, that is kind of the point of no return, and you fell in love with her and she wanted to marry you and then you guys break up. What him and
yeah.
AB had was much more than what him and Lemon had. So the fact that Lemon let them date, not let them date, but like approved of them dating.
Well, let them.
Let them date.
Pretty on point.
AB, I don't think will ever be at that point where she's okay saying, you know, yes, please date the guy I wanted to marry.
So do we think that Wade and Zoe are at the point of no return if he's dating her cousin?
No.
No, because they haven't said like they're in love. They're just still like sleeping
He
together.
is like really, he's gotten his act together with Vivian though.
Has he?
Yeah, he's like Mr. like boyfriend, stepping up to the plate. He is.
But
He's
he
a
did the
different
same thing with
Wade.
Zoe. He did the same thing with Zoe up until a point.
Till he cheated on her.
And yeah,
Is that what's gonna happen
I don't think he's going to cheat on her. No.
with Zoe?
Ooh. No.
I just think that I kind of agree with what you're saying about there being a point of no return. And I think that the problem is that there's too many couples that are like past that point.
George and Lemon for sure.
George and Lemon.
Could you imagine?
Honestly,
Yeah.
that one, I don't think they're past the point of no return because
Really?
neither of them have moved on in a significant way. Like, George hasn't fallen really in love. I mean, you could say Tansy, but that wasn't a very
Yeah.
sturdy relationship. And Lemon hasn't really fallen in love with anybody else. They haven't cemented themselves in relationships. They've
Yeah.
been playing the field, and maybe that's what they need before they maybe...
Oh, I can't though with that.
I'm not saying they will,
I
but I
know.
don't think they're the couple at that point.
Right.
I mean, I just think that it would be too much for them to try to bring all these couples back together. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's only enough time and energy that can be placed into putting one couple back together, and that's obviously going to be Wade and Zoe.
Let's
Yeah.
hope.
It
So
has to
I don't
be.
think there's a hope for Lemon and Levon and
At
whoever
this point,
else.
yeah, okay. I see what you're saying. At this point, though, they do need to, like, mix it up a bit. Like, I'm ready for some drama instead of just, like, these welcome home parties. The drama is Lemon didn't show up, you know? It's like, let's get some, like, tension going.
You want
and-
somebody to cry.
Yeah, I just want to see what's going to
Emotion
go
or
down.
something.
Yeah.
Like, I would like to get past the, like, the bluebellness. You know what I mean? Like, the fact that we have this party and there's all this quote-unquote drama happening and issues. Whereas, say, last season when we saw Lemon break down to Levon and we really learned
Yeah.
about her, I liked that better. And we
too.
got emotionally invested. I'm not emotionally invested in any of these relationships that are happening right now.
No, the only thing that was kind of vulnerable, which not even, I don't know if you could take it that far, was Zoe and her mom, and you see her kind of being like, I really want her approval. I want her to look at me and, like, care about me. You see how that's kind of happened over the years and how her mom neglected her for celebrities. And now she's her publicist and a little bit over the top.
Right. I think that Zoe sounded kind of like a small child, like, oh, pay attention to me, Mom. But I liked the storyline and where it went
Yeah.
and brought them a little bit closer together in a way. But I think it is time for her to leave, her mother
Yeah.
to leave, for sure.
And to take Joel with her.
I think she's going to.
I think something could happen there because it's just like Zoe doesn't care what he says. How many times was he like, please tell her to go, please? Like, I can't deal with her anymore. And she's like, no, my mom finally cares.
Yeah,
Like,
but think about people and in-laws. Like, nobody
Yeah.
really likes their
Right.
in-laws. And whenever you hear of somebody being like, oh, my in-laws are here to stay, they sound devastated. They don't sound excited. So I think that's more...
do you think the whole Joel, let's sit down and see how we can sell your book to Hollywood thing?
I think that's how he's going to leave. Not leave permanently, but I think that is going to be a rift between the two of them because why else would she say that?
Yeah, let's get him out to take meetings. And is this book going to be that book that we thought? Overall Bluebell, and you've got Wade, and you know the kind of the dramas of Bluebell that kind of
Possibly.
pulls people
Well, I
away
mean,
from
him leaving doesn't necessarily mean they're going to break up.
No, it doesn't.
yet.
So, I mean,
Yeah.
I definitely don't think that if he is to leave that they're going to, like, call it quits. I think that they'll probably try to do, like, a long-distance
For
thing.
sure.
And then eventually it'll be too much. or
She's
whatever.
definitely going to need to get her practice back then so she's not bored to death.
Yeah, and I think that, like, separation between the two of them will lead her to Wade, though, or, like, seeking comfort in
Yeah.
other people or
Well,
places.
you saw Zoe care about Brick a little bit more than usual. I mean, they always have that kind of interesting relationship. It is kind of like a father-daughter thing. He cares about her, but he's not going to let her just get away with things. And I was glad that she was like, no, Mom, I'm not going to treat him like that, you know? Especially because she wanted her mom's approval, and then she's like, no, I'm going to stand up to you. Not
Right.
going to be mean to Brick.
But I think that's the difference between small town Bluebell and Hollywood is that people are not willing to really step on each other to get where they want to be. One, because you're going to have to look at them all day, every day. Where in Hollywood,
Yeah.
you say something and you really don't really receive any repercussions for it.
Maybe.
Depending,
never
depending
know.
on what you say.
You never know. Yeah, and Magnolia returned this episode.
I feel like this was her farewell.
Yeah, I feel like it's not. I mean, she is a recurring cast member anyway, so it was interesting to see her. She got kicked out of boarding school, and she had to enlist George's help, which was so sad because he was totally caught off guard. Like, this girl totally lied. She stole the headmaster's car to go pick up a boy. It's an all-girl school. Not going to work out for you. And he was like, sorry for wasting your time.
Right.
Oh, George. Like, that was his storyline, too. I want more with him. You know, he was like such a main part of the first couple seasons, and now he's just going with Magnolia to help her get back in school.
Yeah, he's a little goofy this season.
I miss the old George Tucker.
Yeah, and I also feel like the CW does a really good job on their other shows of building these characters and showing us who they are and why they're important to us and getting you emotionally invested in them.
Yeah.
And the first 2 seasons I was very emotionally invested, but this past season I feel like they've made George into a goofy guy and Zoe just to be that silly girl with their boyfriend. Like, they all have a title, but what do we invested in with each of these characters?
It's true.
Maybe they're trying to make it easier for the audience if the show gets canceled, so we won't be as sad.
Maybe. Tell us what you guys think, though. Go to iTunes, rate, comment. Keep these lights on for Hart of Dixie. Let's keep the show going as long as it can. Tell us what you think about the characters so far, now that we're back.
Yeah, we are back.
It's always good to hear what other people think, too, because we talk about it the whole time. We want to hear other opinions. So what else happened this episode?
It really revolved around Lemon, right?
It was. It was a lot about the 2 boys, and I think that continues into next week as well.
So unrealistic.
Yes. Well, apparently now we see towards the end they are going to fight for Lemon. And it was weird because Carter Covington, when he found out, he's like, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on you again.
I guess it's
and then he,
like
like,
third
walks
time
out.
is going to be shame on me.
Yeah, except didn't she already fool him with Meatball? Oh, who tried so hard in his sailor outfit to get Lemon back.
Oh, poor Meatball.
I know, I feel bad for Meatball, but
He's got to find somebody.
He will. Which one of the other random people in town it will be, I don't know.
We'll find out. And Annabeth and Lemon, I liked it. There wasn't, so you know how those 2 girls kind of butt heads sometimes. So finally they just like stood there. They had their little like, let's tell the truth. And they're like, great chat, bye. You know, like it was good. Because she told her like, this is what I'm doing. I'm working with Cricket, who Lemon obviously doesn't like. You could see when she walked into
Cricket kicked her out of the
Butterstick
bells
Bakery.
and was pretty
made her
rude.
clean in a nasty outfit. She wasn't going to do that.
I think that's how best friends really are, though. The AB and Lemon dynamic was that you don't see each other, you don't know what's going on, and the second you get together, you just hash it out, and then it's over. And so
honesty.
Yeah, and they both said, "Don't judge me."
Yeah, I love that.
So if it makes them happy.
Cute. Is that all, you guys? I'm trying to think of what else.
I really think this episode was hard to review because they came back and they're introducing Lemon again and all of these characters, and really this whole storyline was Lemon and Zoe. And we didn't really get to see much into, I mean, we had Vivian and Wade.
Yeah, which actually we found out that Vivian and Lemon go back a bit to when they were younger.
Lemon goes back negatively with everyone.
Isn't
like,
that interesting?
Yeah, everyone she went to elementary school with like hates her.
But she's moving
reason.
forward positively with everybody because when Wade introduced her finally, when he could get a word in, because the whole time that they were driving home, he never got to say it.
Yeah.
But she was like, I promise I don't have bugs, blah, blah, blah. And she's like, tell me everything. You're the perfect girl for Wade.
But she also disliked Vivian because Vivian did something to her. Lemon didn't actually do anything to Vivian this time. So maybe
I'm sure Vivian was provoked, though.
I wouldn't doubt it.
Yeah, she was probably fed up with Lemon and was like, I'm going to do this.
And another thing I thought was interesting was that it was like Zoe and Lemon like already back at it, you know? Like I thought they were kind of okay.
I thought they just put up with each other and like didn't need to be snarky, but
now it's back, right?
Why don't they like each other?
George. Guess it all stems back to George.
And then
that
I think
was like 2 years ago.
That's what we're saying. So 2 years
So
ago.
over
Come
it.
on, Hart of Dixie.
Maybe it's one of those things where Lemon just feels like she has to stand her ground on the topic.
Yeah. I don't know. Interesting. There's a lot more now that we have like 7 more episodes. I don't know. We have a lot.
Probably 6. We usually, what is it normally?
I think the end's like May, middle of May.
7.
So we have a good chunk to get revealed for the rest of Hart of Dixie. So we're going to go straight to predictions today, you guys.
And now, your AFTERBUZZ TV predictions.
Do you have any good ones? I was trying to think.
I think AB and Lavon are going to get back together. It's just a matter of time because he still seems upset about it, and maybe he's just being a dumb guy and doesn't realize that the reason he's so upset is because he loves her. And then Lemon, I don't see this ending well for her at all, and I don't think I think if she ends up with anybody, it won't be those guys, either of them. Carter Covington's too easy for her to end up with, and Enrique is just not realistic for her to end up with.
Especially because Brick loves Carter so much. Like, he was the one that ran after him to be like, please, don't
leave
let her miss her chance to be.
She's already 31.
Oh, my goodness.
Gosh.
What else? I mean.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with Paige. I don't think she's going to end up with either one of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think she's just going to be single again, though? I think there has to be some sort of development with that. It can't be more like, oh, Lemon's going to take her for the bells, and she's going to be the girl's girl. There's got to be some guy in there to mix it up for her.
The newscaster guy, or was he a newscaster?
The journalist.
The journalist.
You think he might come back?
I wish he would.
That was fun.
And I liked him.
Yeah.
His personality and the fact that he had this big career that was important to him is different than... I think people who work really hard for their money are a little bit different than family wealth, where Carter Covington feels entitled and that he's always going to have this situation, whereas this guy has really worked for whatever he's doing.
I mean, Enrique, look at him. He's a driver.
He's a full-time poet. That's what he wants to be, a poet.
That's right. I forget he's going to school.
Think about how quick Lemon would get tired of listening to poems.
Yeah. She's just so infatuated right now. We'll see who wins or if they both lose. But I must say, I think my prediction has to do with Joel. And I think it's that little line about Hollywood. Something's going to bring him. I mean, they're just so comfortable and casual. Something's got to start, like, rifting them.
Yeah, it's the one, if this is what does play out and he does go to Hollywood, I think it will be the first conflict, like true conflict that they have.
Yeah.
And that will test whether or not they actually can deal with it and be a couple.
Other than that.
I think Zoe's going to
What?
get the practice back.
Oh, yeah.
Let's hope.
Yeah.
It's got to end on a positive note, this season, you know? There's got to be something good.
Yeah.
And a little bit of drama. Still waiting for Wade and Zoe, people. I mean, aren't we all?
It won't happen till like the very end if it does.
It'll be the last episode.
Holding out on us. All right. Anything else, you guys? Short show, real big recap. We're getting back into it, but we will be back next week. I'm your host, Whitney Lane. You can find me on Twitter at Whitney Lane Fern and on my website, whitney-lane.com.
I'm your host, Michelle Renee, and you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Michelle Renee TV.
And I'm Paige Sullivan, and you can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Paige Sull.
See you guys next week.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.
Thank you for watching AfterBuzz TV on YouTube. For more of your favorite after shows and interviews, subscribe to our channel here, and be sure to share your opinion on the episode in the comment section below here. We'd love to see what you guys are buzzing about. Thanks again. Buzz you later.